Hello everyone and welcome back to the SusannaMaster.com YouTube channel. Today I will be sharing an analysis of the year of the Young Fire Horse 2026 using the analytical system of this Chinese astrology chart interpretation knowledge. So if you are not familiar with my work, I invite you to visit SusannaMaster.com, where I guide you through this journey of self-discovery using your own personal birth chart. Okay, and then let's jump right to the upcoming year. On the evening of February the 3rd, 2026, we step into a new Chinese New Year. This is the year of the Young Fire Horse, which carries the analogy of the sun which is shining down on us from above. Because of this, the energy of 2026 directly illuminates those areas of your life where the burden has already become too heavy, where, let's say, a system, whether it is your relationship, your work, your family, or inner functioning, or even a collective structure, is no longer able to survive in the same form as before. So, due to the sun analogy of the fire element, this year will leave nothing in the shadows. Just think of the moment when the sun stands at its highest point in the sky. There are no side shadows. Everything that until now could be hidden or rationalized, manipulated, played out in power games, or suppressed, now will become visible in 2026. It is important to emphasize that a given year never works on its own. It always interacts with your personal natal chart that you can receive just by pushing the calculator button in the SusannaMaster.com website. The Young Fire Horse, as an annual pillar, activates different life areas for you, depending whether it connects with your year, month, day, or hour pillar. This is why 2026 can truly be interpreted only through the birth chart itself. These principles can be learned in a clear and understandable way from the ebook of the annual forecast, where you can select the year of 2026, the Young Fire Horse year. And this ebook will explain in detail every single constellation formed between your natal pillars and your current luck pillar, making the interpretation completely personalized to you. And you will find the link in the description how to receive your ebook. Okay, the main analogy of the Young Fire Horse, I would say, is the zenith. The zenith is the highest point of the sky, the place from which everything can be seen very clearly and illuminated. For many of us, 2020 was like the nadir, a deep low point where we had to say goodbye to old things. And the year 2026 stands exactly opposite to that. So it's the counterpart. Here in 2026, it is no longer possible not to see. The zenith illuminates our desires, fears, self-sabotaging patterns like childhood traumas, and the adult functioning that developed from them, from those wounds. It illuminates not only what is beautiful, but it illuminates everything. It just pushes the light on everything. This is why this year can feel both liberating and painful at the same time. The year of the Young Fire Horse carries critical mass energy. What can no longer bear the pressure will collapse. According to the I Ching, this corresponds to the Hexagram 28. If you wish, you can purchase its deeper interpretation on my website, where it offers further insights. The link is included in the description below. What does not collapse, that will be forced to recognize into a new structures. This applies on an individual level, in relationships and work, and on a collective level as well. Because of the academic star of the monkey, as you can see from the chart. These realizations will be sharp, often painful and cutting in nature. The metal quality of the monkey cuts through this illusion very quickly, and this can activate fear. I have attached the chart, as you can see here, of the February month transition. So as I speak about the chart analogies, I will also try to make them visually understandable to you. The Yang Fire horse, together with its companion element and royal structure, as you can see, the pillar dynamic. It carries royal structure or rub wealth and companion structure, or we can say a friend profile. This indicates the necessity of self-awareness, transformation, and letting go. At times like this, identity transformation often appears. It is like the death of the old form of the self, so that a more authentic inner identity can be born. The Yang Fire horse strongly emphasizes the will of the I, but not toward external goals. Instead, it will ask whether you are truly living your own energy. So what is not light, what is not easy, what carries too much burden, that may collapse in 2026. Some people experience this as success, others as loss, yet both serve the same purpose, finding your way back to yourself. Every situation that is not authentic in your life, where we keep running the hamster wheel, or where the balance of equal give and take has collapsed, becomes unstable through fear. The true goal is not outside of you. It exists within you. Crisis awakens your awareness of what your real values and true goals actually are. The strongest disharmonic experience of the Yang Fire horse pillar is fear. In 2026, life drives directly into this fear. The viable path is surrendering to it, accepting it, welcoming it, because fear always points toward the future. If you just think about it in the present moment, fear does not exist, because we always fear what we might do in the future, or what we have done in the past, or someone might die who we love, that we might lose something, what will happen at school, whether we will be able to pay the rent. But in the present moment, fear cannot exist. That is why it is an illusion. As long as crisis, conflict, burden, aimlessness, and fear dominate your life, you just keep running the same mental loops. You remember those metro circles so often shown in the Matrix movie, how beautifully the Yang Fire analogy reflects this, the endlessly repeated faulty mental programs. And as long as this continues in your life, you remain in the same place. Just as Neo in the Matrix movie always arrived at the same station after every rushing loop. Some people will experience great success, though. Others will experience loss and release. Both help you return to yourself and detach from external conditioning and expectations. On an emotional level, the fire element intensifies your passion, anger, rage, enthusiasm, and emotional intensity. If you suppress your emotions, they will seek a situation to show themselves. And if they are not given conscious space, they may also appear on the physical level, especially in the area of your heart. So be careful to your heart condition. The year of the Yang Fire horse is not a year of waiting like 2025 was. In fact, it is its opposite polarity. This year asks for great courage, not the subtle timing of the Yinwood snake of 2025, but the willingness to step into life, to experience, to be present. The question is not what you achieve, but whether you are truly alive while doing it. 2026 asks you to play your life. Dare to jump into situations that awaken you into the experience of the present moment. Have you ever felt that you bloom or shine in your struggle? Very often, the more difficult something is in your life, the more it pushes you forward. Many times, this is exactly how meaning is found in your life. When you fully surrender to the now moment, a sense of eternity appears and time begins to slow down. Like in the movie of The Matrix, when time is slowed and everything freezes. In that moment, you become invincible to distraction. Now let's move on to the month pillar, which is the Yang metal tiger, as we can see from the chart. While the Yang metal tiger in the month pillar represents your work, your vocation, livelihood, family, responsibility. This is an extremely warrior-like, goal-oriented energy. In this harmonic expression, a person can chase goals so blindly that there is no space left to recognize whether these goals are truly aligned with the inner desires. In 2026, the Yang metal tiger enters a very strong interaction with the year pillar. As you can see, the tiger horse creates a half trine, a half fire trine. So it generates enormous drive, strengthens endurance, and amplifies ambition. At the same time, because of the tiger-monkey opposition or clash, not every battle will be worth fighting for. The monkey reveals where goals are pursued blindly and where there is no inner reason behind them. So watch for this. This year teaches the difference between suffering that strengthens and develops you and suffering that simply consumes or drains you. What drains you has no true meaning and will be released in 2026. As you can see, the tiger represents the main profile of the 7 killings. This may bring like job terminations, obstacles, difficulties, and challenges. Because it is located in the month pillar, it can affect your family, your finances, and your work situations. I have written a detailed blog post about the 7 killings profile, which you can also find through the link which I included in the description below. Because it is paired with a direct output element in the natal chart, these difficulties associated for the 7 killings can fortunately be eased through fast solutions, I could say breakthrough ideas, sudden insights, and even brilliant discoveries. Just as during COVID, when many people began baking bread at home or launching their own projects during the stay-at-home period. So manifestations, creations may come into existence that feel liberating and are connected to the service of a higher purpose. This is indicated by the empty element in the chart. If we find empty element in the chart, that will always refer to the purpose of finding a higher purpose. So not a self-centered purpose that you want more money, you want a better position, you want a good life, but it has to ascend from the self to the community, and that is how higher purpose is revealed. Now, based on the I Ching hexagrams, I have highlighted 5 pillars in Chinese astrology that will be affected extremely well in 2026. If you have exactly one of these pillars in your birth chart, then 2026 will be deeply transformative in the life area that is shown by your chart. Yang fire rat So Yang Fire Red brings strong responsibility and existential pressure in 2026. Relationship crises may appear, burnout in caretaking roles, or decision pressures in situations where you have been giving for a long time without receiving back any. And here, suffering is not a punishment, but teaching you how to learn to distinguish selfless giving from self-sacrifice and understand that not all care equals true love. Let's see Yang Metal Monkey Pillar. So if you have a Yang Metal Monkey Pillar in your birth chart, 2026 will bring an extremely intense and emotional heightened period. Fated decisions points, powerful desires, and all or nothing experiences arrive that leave nobody untouched. 2026 reveals where emotional overcommitment has occurred, so emotional maturity can be learned. Experiencing intensity, passion, and desire, but without getting lost in them. This is what you have to learn. This energy can open deep spiritual gateways to you in 2026. Let's move on to Yang Earth Tiger. 2026 for Yang Earth Tiger Pillar person will experience a relationship-centered year. Fated meetings may arrive, requiring the balance between closeness and healthy boundaries. So if vulnerability without power games is possible, deep and meaningful connection can form. But if not, distancing, separation, or release may follow. This year supports honest conversations and healing relational turning points. Okay, so it is a relationship-centered year for Yang Earth Tigers. Let's move on. Yin Water Snake Pillar. The snake experiences a mental and a communication turning point, sudden realizations or epiphany moments, dismantle all thought structures. On a lower level, misunderstandings, isolation, and mental overload may appear. But on a higher level, teaching, writing, speaking, creative self-expression are all activated. In 2026, the year alternates between solitude and the need for sharing. Let's move on to Yang Wood Dragon Pillar. The Yang Wood Dragon's greatest lesson in 2026 is courage. If you remain somewhere only out of habit, stubbornness, or because of you already invested too much time, it slowly drains you. This year helps you approach life more playfully. Step out of your comfort zone and allow your mistakes. Every experience will shape you, even the ones that are difficult to love. So the year of the horse affects everyone differently, depending on your day master. If you'd like to get detailed interpretations for each element and animal sign, that can be found on my blog, with the link also included in the description. So check it out in the description. We enter the year on a Yang Earth Monkey Day. So what does this mean? Let's move on to the day pillar. The Yang Earth Monkey represents relationship transformation. Intimacy, closeness, and the quality of true connection become central themes in 2026. In relationships filled with manipulation or dishonesty, transformation is inevitable, either through release or through continuation in a completely different and new form. And this process begins within us. And therefore, the year asks for honesty, firstly, towards yourself. The main profile of the 7 killings supports courage. Because after realization, only thing that you need is courage. Even to jump into the unknown, but always in alignment with your inner self. So the year helps you step out of situations where you have lived as a puppet or remained in someone else's shadow. So So just believe that you will have the courage you need in 2026 to step out of this shadow. In the chart, we can see the tiger and the monkey clash, which activates either the greatest creative force or manifesting power, or the biggest distraction. And it greatly depends on the frequency and the vibration. It connects the work, family, and private life. On a lower level, anger, impatience, being aggressive, and struggle emerge. On a higher level, new ideas and structures are born. The key here is patience. At lower level expression, this opposition may bring conflicts around willpower, anger, impatience, and authority, leading to change such a job ending, family restructuring, or let it be a separation. There is this monkey and pig constellation that you can see in the chart, which may indicate emotional manipulation, using guilt, obligation, money, or power to influence others. A game exists only as long as there is emotional reaction. So deep emotional wounds often lie beneath such cases, sometimes originating from your childhood trauma patterns. When you recognize these recurring situations in your life, remember that there is theater only when there is an audience. Every power game requires two participants. When emotional reaction disappears, the game ends. So awareness is very necessary before it can be released. The higher expression of this energy is true leadership from the heart, without hidden agendas, without personal gain, or guided only by true values of the heart. As you can see, we have a tiger-pig combination here. A wood element forms between the two life areas representing authority and responsibility. This can strongly relate to work, duty, and career. For example, someone may wish to move abroad or earn money or more money as now, yet would need to leave behind ill parents who require care. So focusing exclusively on goals may lead to neglect of family or work responsibilities. The task is to create balance. The horse here activates the traveling horse star. As you can see, we have all four pillars signed with traveling horse, symbolic star. So this means movement begins, travels, relocations, constant change. All pillars contain, so many journeys may occur: business travel, family trips, children traveling, excursions, and even relocation of residence. These journeys are not only for leisure, important business events and fated encounters may arise through them. The hour pillar is Yin water pig, representing stripping away and peeling layers. In the I Ching, this pillar is known as removal or shedding. What has worn thin falls away. Resistance brings fear and exhaustion. Cooperation brings purification and inner simplicity. This process completes fully in 2027. The year 2026 removes the veil. If inner work is not done voluntarily, life will enforce it. The purpose is always the same: to see the truth of your own soul clearly. We have now reached the end of the four-pillar analogy interpretation. If you enjoy this analysis and feel how much information your birth chart carries, I invite you to visit my website and begin your self-knowledge studies through these ebooks. The link can be found in the description below. I wish that this heart-created analysis may truly serve you.